I'm refurbishing this Batavus, however you say it, M'Prove model. So here we have the derrailleur rear mech or derailleur, and you could say it's in quite a state. So going to take that apart and give it a wee refurbishment, i.e. a good clean. If you're lucky enough to have a vise, in this case I've used a rag to stop taking any paint off, and just a 3mm Allen key will go into there, and it means that I can take the jockey wheel out instead of trying to use a screwdriver and scrape it. So some models of these mechs have tiny ball bearings in, I think, but this one will just be a dry kind of bearing inside. And that's what I mean, just a simple kind of Allen bolt in there, and this should just pull out. Doing this with one hand, and there you go, much easier to take apart and clean. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of muck coming out. There's some that's scraped, and this is a real build up that has to come off. Sometimes at first glance you think it looks like part of the plastic or the moulding. It becomes so hardened, but that's got to come off. And something to be aware of is that this tiny bearing that fits in the center there can just drop out of its own accord, so make sure you don't lose it. And I know that some of you will be asking, why bother, just buy a new one? Well, yeah, if the derailleur works all right, and these teeth are worn, you can just buy the jockey wheels themselves, making sure they're compatible. But I just really enjoy the thought of saving the environment by not buying new. And if you've got the time, like I have, or can make the time, then it's just really satisfying to use existing parts. So I've used a bit of wire wool to get these back to bare metal, and I've made sure that the grooves that they sit in are nice and cleaned out, and that will reassemble like this. Now, I'm not sure what the recommendations are, but you can lubricate these with a non-sticky oil or grease, something that doesn't go all gummy. I just use a thin machine oil. Whether that's correct or not, you can tell me in the comments. Thanks. For easier access, these arms, they might be quite stiff, but they do separate, so that gives you better access inside the derailleur arms like that. Stage 1 complete. I've reassembled that jockey wheel and cleaned most of the arm there. Some paint obviously come off there. Some of it I had to use wire wool on, and just couldn't get the dried on grease off. And obviously just be aware that that is under a lot of tension if you have it in the vise and you're pulling that arm, so it's easy to suddenly spring out, so just be very careful. In particular, be careful when you're accessing the Allen bolt, the wee shaft that goes through the jockey wheel next to the derailleur body, because that's under a lot of spring, and these long-handled Allen keys, hex keys, are really handy to get in there. And just look at the state of this one. Someone might say, my chain keeps skipping. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's worth maintaining your bike. Give it a clean now and again and pay attention to detail maybe. And just look at that, off of one jockey wheel. Well, I was very lucky to be given this bicycle, but it is going to take quite a lot of work to get it back to good working order. The bike on its on the stand, and there's the cleaned derailleur. It's working really nice action there. It's moving in the directions, and jockey wheels nice and rotating, so I'm pleased with that. And the front mech as well, the front derailleur has been cleaned up. It's not looking too bad. Just clean that on the bike. I don't like removing it because getting it back in the exact position again is a pain. It's good enough.